Hello, hello, my beautiful people. Ah, so, um, let's kick this off with some updates about my friend that I've been trying to get away from her narcissistic, not fast enough ex. Um, so, last Saturday, she was showing signs of sepsis. We had her in the ER before I left and came back because I had to work that day. We had expressed some concerns about her mobility. We had expressed some concerns about the fact that she was showing signs of sepsis, and she was there because we were concerned that she had injured her knees and that they were bone on bone. Yeah, they checked out her knees, declared that there was nothing they could do about it, ignored the other two concerns, and sent her home. Round about midnight that night, she went into septic shock and was clinically dead briefly. Yeah. Hey, Jane Phillips, you might want to start paying attention to when patients, regardless of what their income level is, are saying, hey, I don't have good care at home. Hey, I'm showing signs that I'm going septic. And address those concerns so that you're not streeting someone who's going to turn septic, and then you're going to be in a whole hell of a lot of hurt later. Because, yeah, she has a lawsuit. She can file a lawsuit for medical malpractice due to neglect, because y'all neglected her almost to death, almost to permanent death. Thankfully, this was little death and it didn't take. But fucking seriously, man. Straight up. Chick fucking died. Thank God it didn't take. Because then Jane Phillips would have had a whole hell of a lot of crap to deal with. Because, oh, I'm not happy now. I would have been a lot more unhappy if she was permanent dead. Yeah. Rule number 1, don't piss Samantha off. No. Don't piss off the tough chick. You will regret it a lot. But yeah, she's been in the hospital since. She's a little annoyed that she's still in the hospital, but she got transferred down to the better hospital in Tulsa, and they've been doing good and taking good care of her. And they're looking at taking the panis off entirely, because they've found a whole bunch of abscesses in it. And they're like, maybe we should just go ahead and take this off because it's just going to keep abscessing. But we were saying. And also, it looks like it's cancerous. So also, that's a good plan to get rid of that. Other updates as far as she's concerned. If we don't get her her lot rent for her trailer paid by Thursday morning, the owners of the trailer park are going to start the eviction process. So that's an interesting challenge that we have to figure out. But I don't give up. And we will figure this out. In other news, yeah, it's been below 0 Fahrenheit here. Not just for the wind chill. It's like actual air temp has been like -5, -7. It was -11 one day. Yeah, that doesn't work very well if you have grumpy lungs. Grumpy lungs, yeah. Hi. My nebulizer is my friend. Yeah, I just came back from my mom's house because side effects of subzero weather, when you live in a trailer house, and even when you don't live in a trailer house, it doesn't go well. Because my younger sister lives in a brick and mortar house. She lives in a regular house. And she has busted pipes. I live in a trailer house, and my supply line for my master bath toilet froze, and apparently the supply line for our dishwasher froze and busted. We discovered that today when it thawed enough that yeah, things started leaking. So right now we have no water because yeah, was either let the dishwasher turn into a lake or turn the water off to the house. Yeah, no lake kitchen, thank you. So we're living kind of primitive here tonight. Got some gallon jugs of water that I'm going to use to fill the tank of the toilet so that I can do my business as almost usual, and just kind of putt and go with it. Okay, gonna have to be doing a nebulizer treatment here later, like really soon later. Um, and of course, this weather is having rather negative effects on both my knees and where I had back surgery and all that wonderfulness. Gotta love wintertime. Yay! Also, my dear good friend, Mr. Tramadol, and my dear good friend, Mr. Fuzzy Blanky. We love Mr. Fuzzy Blanky. It's fuzzy and it's soft on both sides. I like it. It feels nice. And I'm not the only person in this house that likes it. Every single creature that lives in this house likes my Fuzzy Blanky. So I have to fight for it. And I will fight for it. Because that's mine, bitches. Did I mention my lungs are grumpy and they do not like the very cold weather? Yeah, because they don't at all. Well, not even a little. But yeah, I thought I'd jump on here and let y'all know how things were going. I had to run down there on Friday this last week because not yeah, this last Friday, because we thought they were going to be doing emergency surgery to remove the panis, and I was not leaving a 14-year-old child without any backup just in case things went ugly. And she ended up not having a mom anymore. Yeah, because that could have gone that way. But things just kind of went into stasis at that point, and they were working on getting her infection under control and getting to where she did not have an active infection anymore. But yeah, we're working on getting her where she can actually travel again so that we can work on getting her business moved up here. And then once she gets the gastric bypass at the end of February, get her shifted all the way up here, and then Bartlesville will be a memory. I know it's sad and scary for her, and she is super brave. She's super brave to make this choice. She's super brave to make this move. And I am very proud of her. Oh, one other update on her end. Um, it's not something anybody should really be happy about because this is not something that is a positive thing, really. But it's definitely a watch what you do because karma will get you. And karma doesn't play. The narcissist in question in her situation, he was telling her things about how his quote unquote numbers for his, I want to say this right, um, for his urinary system um, were going back up and running high. One of the things that can be an indicator for is prostate cancer. I know this because my dad's dad, my grandpa Cook, died from prostate cancer. His primary symptom was deep bone pain. That was the only symptom. And that tends to be the only symptom for prostate cancer. So, yeah, if you're experiencing more pain than usual, get your shit checked out. Because most of the time, once it gets extreme enough to be diagnosed, it's too late. And now a 14-year-old girl is going to lose her dad to prostate cancer. Yeah, he's a jackass. Yeah, he's a jerk. Yeah, he's not a great person. But cancer sucks. It's a nasty way to die. And I mean, odds are high given the information we've got that he's either end of stage 4 or terminal. And that's typical for prostate cancer by the time it gets bad enough to get diagnosed. I'm not going to say I'm sad that he's not going to be a problem anymore. I'm not going to say that I regret putting it that way. I'm not going to say that I regret that he will not be able to cause problems for my friend or her daughter anymore. Because I'm not going to lie to y'all. I try not to lie to y'all. And I am sad that precious child is going to lose her daddo. Because there was a point in time where he was a good dad. And where he did treat her and her mom like they deserved to be treated. There was a time. That time was a long time ago, but that time existed. And she still remembers that guy. So I'm going to try not to be disrespectful, but I'm also not going to lie and say that I'm sad that he's not going to be around anymore. Because no, I'm not. That doesn't bother me. I told my friend when she told me that that's what was going on with him, I told her it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Because that's how I feel about it. And yeah, 3 kids are going to lose their dad. And that sucks. But he fucked with Lady Karma and she's done. She's over it. And yeah, don't be a jackass. Don't be an asshole to people. It doesn't end well. in the short term or in the long run. I mean, don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to be selfish. It's not worth it to be self-centered. It's not worth it to do mean shit just for the sake of doing mean shit. It is just not worth it. Don't do it. If y'all want to queue up a dance on a cemetery dance on his grave at some point after he's done, hit me up. We'll go for a dance. And yeah, you might think that I'm going to delete this, but no, I'm not, because it's how I feel. It's how it is. Don't be a jerk. Because when you're a jerk, you're going to eventually pay for it. The Wiccan read is, and it harm none, do as you will. Well, he hasn't been harming none. He's been harming everybody around him. And that's the law of threes. Whatever you send out comes back to you times 3. And yeah, that's what's going on here. He sent out a lot of bad and it's come back to him. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that his 3 children will have to do without their dad. And one of them isn't even an adult yet. But he's alienated her to the point where she doesn't want anything to do with him. That's just pathetic. She's asked me time and again, why does my dad have to be a jerk? Why does my dad have to be that way? Why does he have to treat my mom that way? Why does he have to treat me that way? Why does he have to break the law and try to scare us? Why doesn't he help us? She's got all these questions that I have no answers for. I just tell her, I don't know, kid. If I figure it out, I'll let you know. Because I don't know why people act like that. I don't understand why people act like that, because that's not how I operate. That's not how I think. So I can't understand people who think like that. And in some ways that's good, but in other ways it doesn't help me give answers to the people that folks like that are hurting when they do what they do. I can't say, well, kiddo, this is why. Because I don't have that answer. I don't understand it. Five-year-olds are easier. Their questions are simpler. Teenagers' questions are much more nuanced and much more complicated. Much harder to answer. If y'all have answers to those questions for me so that I can give her some kind of something to try to help her understand what's going on here, to put it in a framework that she can work with and try to find a path to healing. Hey, Hit me up in the comments if you've been through this before and you've figured out the answers to those questions. I'd love to know. Please do tell me, because I'd love to know. And I'd love to tell that sweet child what she wants to know. Why? Why does he act like this? Why does he treat my mom like this? Why does he treat me like this? Why doesn't he help us? Why did he not pay the freaking lot rent this month? And we're going to be evicted as of Thursday. Why? Because he's selfish? Because he's self-centered? Because he doesn't care? Because he wants to punish my friend? Because he wants to punish his daughter for choosing my friend over him? I don't know. I'd love to know. I wish I knew, because then I could give her an answer. Doesn't have to be an answer that she'll like. It just, she needs answers. Now, I do get and I do understand that sometimes there are unanswerable questions that nobody has the answer to. And it could be these are unanswerable questions. I don't know. I wish I did. But right now I'm having to watch this child hurt. I'm having to watch her mom hurt in a bunch of different ways. And I'm trying to figure out how to keep them from ending up homeless between now and when my friend has her gastric bypass done. I'll get it figured one way or another. I'm clever and I have resources. I just wish that I could give answers to that sweet girl. Because being a kid's hard enough without throwing all this other stuff on top of it. It's hard enough to be a kid without having your dad be evil to your mom, without worrying about ending up homeless by the end of the month, without having to wonder, am I going to be able to do my schoolwork tomorrow because I attend school online? Is my dad going to show up at the door to my house while I still have a house and try to get in, even though we have a protective order, even though we have a trespass order on him? She doesn't need that stuff. It's hard enough to be a kid. She really doesn't need all that on top of it. And yet he's piling it on. But yeah, that's where things are in my world. I am going to try to get a chronic pain chronicles going on Friday this week. And we'll see where we are with that. I'm at least going to get it on the board and work towards that. Let me know what y'all would like to talk about in regards to that. If you have any topics that you'd like to cover, I'd love to answer your questions. Or maybe we can find answers to your questions together. Say hi, Doodles. Yes, because Doodles, he's got to make an appearance. Doodles has to make an appearance on one of Mama's lives. Yes, because he's my stream bomber. Oh, Doodles. Say hi to the people. No, no. Apparently he does not wish to talk to the adoring fans today. Does does Molly does Molly wish to say hello to the adoring fans today? Yes. Say hello to the adoring fans, Molly. Oh, you look so thrilled. Oh, kitty gizzunders. Oh, sorry, Doodles. Alrighty, I've got to go to bed. I better sign off because I've got to go to work in the morning. My dude is actually having school tomorrow. School's been out the last 3 or 4 days because of the weather. Because for some reason they don't want to have kiddos waiting at the bus stop in -5-degree weather for some reason. Something to do with kids getting frostbite or something. I don't know. They didn't call off school when I was a kid. It's like, nope, walk your butt to school. Frostbite? No, 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 no. Just walk. Go. Bye. Bundle up. Make sure all your skin's covered up. But yeah, that's the difference between the late 80s, early 90s, and now. People worry about stuff like that. Kids getting frostbite? When I was a kid, that wasn't something people worried about. It's like, just put your heavy parka on, get that snowsuit on, and hike your way across the street to school. Hike your way a mile to school. That's okay. You can survive. You're a toughin'. Right? Is that right, Doodles? Extreme kitty close up. Uh-oh. What did you do, Doodles? Doodles sniffed my screen and changed things. He was like, wait a minute, what was that? What happened there? Didn't mean for that to happen. Oh. So yeah, I'm gonna feed these fuzzy things, and then I think I'm gonna hit the. Then I'm gonna hit the sack, and I will talk to you guys later. I love all y'all. You are important. You are loved. You are lovable. No matter what anybody says, you are enough. And I think you are fantastic, just exactly the way you are. And I love you just exactly the way you are. People can hate for no reason. I can love because I want to. And I love you. I will see you next time. Bye, folks.